Today's headlines. Transportation Undersecretary Cesar Chavez resigns amid issues surrounding the MRT-3. The Department of Justice drops drug-related smuggling charges against former Customs Commissioner Nicanor Faildon and 13 others. The Department of Information and Communications Technology names Iloilo City as one of 25 potential digital cities. Ilocanos call for the proclamation of a holiday for the first Filipino Olympic medalist from Ilocos Norte. Good day, I'm Pia Roses Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Transportation Undersecretary Cesar Chavez has filed his irrevocable resignation. Chavez cited delicadeza over the MRT-3's woes as his reason. Here is our report.
Transportation Undersecretary Cesar Chavez resigned from his post Thursday morning following the series of glitches and other issues that hit the MRT-3. In a letter addressed to President Duterte, Chavez said he is leaving his post out of a sense of delicadeza. He hopes that a better person will take his place and that the problems plaguing the MRT-3 system would be resolved. In a separate interview, Chavez said they need to take responsibility as the current authorities managing the MRT. The MRT has been hit over the years with numerous technical problems causing inconvenience to thousands of commuters. The latest was the decoupling of a train coach last week, which was initially blamed to sabotage. The Department of Transportation recently terminated the contract with maintenance provider Busan Universal Rail Incorporated. 9 former cabinet members of the Aquino administration are facing plunder charges related to the anomalous contract. The DOTR has taken over the MRT's maintenance, promising Malacanang that a total revamp of the system will take place. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Chris Crismundo.
The House Justice Committee seeks to decide on the impeachment complaint against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno by December 13. Lawmakers found out this early that the complainant could not substantiate the allegations against Sereno. Here is our report.
The House Justice Committee is eyeing to put the articles of impeachment against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno to a vote in the plenary by December 13. Committee Chairman Oriental Mindoro Representative Reynaldo Umali said the remaining session days before the Christmas break would be allotted for the hearings on the determination of probable cause. The complaint filed by Attorney Larry Gadon contains 4 grounds for impeachment, including culpable violation of the Constitution, corruption, other high crimes, and betrayal of public trust. Umali said the committee deliberations on November 27, 28, and 29 would cover the grounds of culpable violation of the Constitution and corruption. The 2 remaining grounds, betrayal of public trust and other high crimes, will be tackled by the Justice Committee on December 4, 5, and 6. Some lawmakers grilled Gadon during the hearing for lacking personal knowledge as well as authentic documents to back his allegations against Sereno. Dinagat Islands Representative Kakabag Au said the committee hearing proved that Gadon cannot substantiate his allegations. Umali, however, said the committee can use its subpoena powers to summon relevant people and pertinent documents to aid their deliberations. The Justice Committee will invite all Supreme Court justices to shed light on the allegation that Sereno falsified several en banc resolutions. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
The Department of Justice dropped smuggling charges against former Customs Commissioner Nicanor Faildon and 13 other customs officials. The DOJ said it dismissed the charges as the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency failed to state their involvement in the 6.4 billion peso drug shipment from China. The panel found insufficient evidence to support illegal importation charges. Faildon was detained at the Senate for skipping hearings into the smuggled methamphetamine hydrochloride or shabu. The panel also dismissed the charges against members of the National Bureau of Investigation and the investors of Hong Fei Logistics, where the 604 kilograms of shabu was first found on May 17. The DOJ found probable cause for the charges against warehouse owner Cheng Julong, also known as Richard Tan or Richard Chen, customs fixer Mark Taguba, and 13 Chinese and Filipino nationals. The panel recommended they face the charges without bail. The Senate approved a resolution to relocate its office to Bonifacio Global City in Taguig by 2020. Senators voted 14-2 in favor of moving out of the GSIS Building Financial Center in Pasay City. Senator Panfilo Lacson sponsored a resolution seeking to conduct a feasibility study on the construction of a new Senate building. Lacson said that the Senate has paid 2.24 billion pesos in office rental fees to GSIS and Social Security system. The Senate has been renting the GSIS building and parking lot since 1996. The possible site in Taguig is located in a 2-hectare parcel of land owned by the Bases Conversion and Development Authority located at the former Navy Village, Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City. Lacson said that the total cost of acquiring the property will be 1.8 billion pesos, which would be payable in 10 or more years. Task Force Bangon Marawi is targeting to turn over 500 temporary housing units to families affected by the armed conflict before Christmas. Task Force Chairman Eduardo Del Rosario said 500 families will be allowed to occupy the first 500 units to be completed. Del Rosario said they will ensure with the help of different agencies that families will have water and electrical facilities. President Rodrigo Duterte is expected to attend a turnover ceremony. The government plans to build not less than 6,300 temporary housing units. Meanwhile, the Department of Social Welfare and Development has completed the distribution of assistance to nearly 6,000 families who have returned to Marawi. DSWD SOC Sergeant Director Bay Zorahaida Taha said 9 barangays received a total of 59 million pesos worth of family food packs, hygiene and kitchen kits, as well as financial assistance. Taha said 10 more barangays are scheduled to receive aid soon. At least 4,600 families are still in evacuation centers. Still to come, Clark Freeport Zone is set to offer more than 8,000 openings in an upcoming job fair. The Department of Information and Communications Technology names Iloilo City as one of 25 potential digital cities. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues. Iloilo City has been named as one of 25 key cities in the country with potential to become a digital city. The Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, launched Digital Cities during the National ICT Summit in Cagayan de Oro City. A local government unit has to meet at least 5 components of the Digital Cities framework to qualify as a digital city. Iloilo City also met 6 specific components under the Digital Cities framework, namely smart healthcare, building, digital infrastructure, education, safety and security, and governance. Joven Tansi, Executive Director of Iloilo Federation for Information Technology, said Iloilo City eyes to launch a digital city title before the year ends. The cities of Roxas and Capiz and Bacolod are also among those identified as potential digital cities in Western Visayas. More than 8,000 openings are offered in the jobs fair to be held at the SM Clark Event Center on November 29. Dubbed Handog Trabaho sa Panahon ng Pasko, the one-day jobs fair will be participated in by some 100 companies and locators inside the Clark Free Port. The event will be officially open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The jobs fair is a tie-up between the government and the private sector to provide employment opportunities to residents of Central Luzon and nearby communities. The Clark Development Corporation, Subic Clark Alliance Development Council, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA, and schools and local government units in Pampanga also collaborated to prepare trainings and programs that will address issues on job mismatch and meet the labor needs of industries and Clark in Subic. A business analyst said the Philippines needs to amend some laws and undertake reforms as it ramps up infrastructure spending to boost the economy. Raul Villegas, director at PricewaterhouseCoopers or PwC, said the government aimed to spend 8.4 trillion pesos on infrastructure until 2022. It, however, needed to implement reforms to bring significant change in infrastructure and other parts of the economy. Villegas particularly cited the need to amend laws like the Public Service Act and change the constitutional provisions restricting foreign ownership. The country limits foreign ownership to 40% in some industries. Villegas also cited the high cost of transportation in the logistics sector, caused in part by the Philippines being an archipelago. He said the government and the private sector have to build the capacity to be able to manage and carry its projects. Two teachers in Benguet have developed a program that is seen to ease the workload of teachers and address problems of students. Imelda and Eugene Espiritu of Benguet National High School, both information and communication technology teachers, created a program named DOTA, or Digitized Opportune Tool for Activities. The DOTA program makes computer lab students become more interactive, attentive, and participative during lectures and prevents cheating during exams and quizzes. Scores are immediately recorded, making checking and grading easier for teachers. The program has been adapted by teachers in other IT-related subjects. DOTA won in the Department of Education's first Cordillera Regional ICT Summit, which were awarded during the closing of the two-day event late afternoon on Wednesday. DepEd is pushing for districts in the region to be updated on its ICT program as well as to computerize school functions and duties. The Department of Health aims to keep Iloilo City and the provinces of Iloilo and Capiz free from lymphatic filariasis or elephantiasis. Iloilo Province was declared free from the lymphatic filariasis in 2014, Capiz in 2016, and Iloilo City only this year after passing the World Health Evaluation. According to the World Health website, lymphatic filariasis is neglected tropical disease caused by infection of filarial parasites transmitted through mosquitoes. Western Visayas was discovered to be endemic with filariasis back in 2007 following a routine laboratory test conducted in one patient in Lambunao, Iloilo. 5.6% of the region's total population had the condition. Meantime, a mass drug administration is being implemented in provinces of Aklan and Antique. Eliminating filariasis has been a priority program because of its long-term effect, which is permanent disability. DOH hopes to eliminate filariasis as public health problem by 2018. Up next, delegates commend government forces involved in the security of the ASEAN Summit. Ilocanos call for the proclamation of a holiday for the first Filipino Olympic medalist from Ilocos Norte. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Karera ng makukulay na vinta sa Hermosa Festival sa Zamboanga City, mahigit sa 200 ang naglayag.
Kilala ang Zamboanga sa makulay na vinta bilang transportasyong pandagat. Simbolo rin ito ng mayamang kultura, tradisyon at kasaysayan ng mga taga-Zamboanga. Kamakailan ipinagdiwang ang Zamboanga Hermosa Festival. Naging mas makulay ito dahil sa 240 kalahok na pinakamarami sa kasaysayan ng nasabing festival. Ang tradisyonal na paglalayag ng mga vintang ito ay karaniwang ginagawa ng mga kapatid nating mangingisdang Moro. Kilala ang paligsahan nilang Regata de Zamboanga. Kanya-kanyang taktika ang ginawa ng naguunahan sa pagsagwan ng mga bangkero. Ang magtandem na sina Mokhtar Suya at Pata Isna nagkampyon sa pangalawang pagkakataon. Ang makulay na paligsahang ito ay masasaksihan lamang sa Zamboanga City.
Ako po si Princess Habiba Saripaudak at ito ang Salam News Daily. Abangan ang iba pa naming kwento at pagtalakay sa aming tradisyon, kultura at relihiyon sa Salam TV tuwing linggo alas 8:30 ng gabi sa PTV.
Filipino soldiers received praises from delegates of the 31st ASEAN Summit and related summits held in the country last week. President Rodrigo Duterte said heads of states and military officials congratulated him for the government's successful campaign against a rebellion in Marawi. Duterte said the soldiers were also lauded by the delegates he met during the meetings held last week. President Duterte conferred the Order of Lapu-Lapu to soldiers who fought during the Marawi siege during his visit at the Special Operations Command in Fort Magsaysay, Nueva Ecija. Duterte acknowledged the contribution of the soldiers who offered their lives for the country. He also reiterated his commitment to provide soldiers with the best equipment possible. He noted that he has reserved a certain portion of the country's income dedicated to the purchase of a new generation of firearms and for intelligence. Ilocanos are looking forward to celebrate a regular holiday in honor of Ilocano Olympian Teofilo Idelfonso. The Sangguniang Panlalawigan in Ilocos Norte unanimously approved a resolution requesting the Congress and the Office of the President to declare November 4 as a regular holiday to honor him. Idelfonso, also known as the Ilocano Shark, for his distinct style in swimming, was born in Pidig, Ilocos Norte in 1903. He won 2 bronze medals in the 200-meter breaststroke in Amsterdam in 1928 and in Los Angeles in 1932. He is the only Filipino to have won back-to-back medals at the Olympics. Senior board member Matthew Joseph Manotoc, chairperson of the Committee on Youth and Sports, said it is just right and proper to recognize Idelfonso as a local hero. 8 years have passed since the Maguindanao massacre, which led to the death of 58 people, including 32 journalists. Unlike in previous years, relatives of the victims are more positive that justice will be served. Here is our report.
On November 23, 2009, a convoy carrying the relatives of Denbuluan Vice Mayor Ismael Mangudadatu, journalists and lawyers left for Sharif Aguac, Maguindanao to file his certificate of candidacy. Mangudadatu was up against Governor and strongman Andal Ampatuan Sr. But in Ampatuan town, the convoy was blocked by armed men. Most of the passengers were killed, with some of the women raped and beheaded. The victims and the vehicles were buried in a mass grave dug by an excavator emblazoned with the name of Governor Ampatuan. Among the victims were Mangudadatu's wife and sisters and 32 journalists. The incident was deemed the deadliest in the history of journalism in the Philippines. For 8 years, justice remained elusive. With a massive number of witnesses and accused, including Ampatuan Sr. and his clan members, and legal impediments and controversies hounding the prosecution and defense. Today, 188 suspects stand accused of 58 counts of murder. The relatives of the victims continue to appeal to the Duterte administration for a speedy resolution. They are expecting from the courts a partial conviction by 2018. The Presidential Task Force on Media Security is optimistic the case might be resolved in 4 years. Even then, the public continue to keep watch and wait for those involved, big or small, to be brought to justice. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Bench Bondo.
Malacanang hailed the results of a recent social weather station survey, saying that majority of Filipinos are ready to help the victims of the Marawi conflict. In the third quarter SWS survey, 60% of respondents said they were ready to help those affected by the Marawi crisis. The remainder was undecided or unready. Mindanao had the most number of those willing to help in Marawi, followed by Metro Manila. As for the kind of help to be provided for victims of the Marawi crisis, respondents were most willing to give thoughts and prayers, followed by relief goods, clothes, and money. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque Jr. meanwhile said the willingness to help in Marawi affirms the Filipino Bayanihan spirit. The palace thanked the people for the support they have shown to the victims of atrocities. The 5-month-long Marawi crisis resulted in the death of more than 1,000 persons, mostly terrorists, and displaced more than 360,000 people. Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's headlines. Transportation Undersecretary Cesar Chavez resigns amid issues surrounding the MRT-3. The Department of Justice drops drug-related smuggling charges against former Customs Commissioner Nicanor Faldon and 13 others. The Department of Information and Communications Technology names Iloilo City as one of 25 potential digital cities. Ilocanos call for the proclamation of a holiday for the first Filipino Olympic medalist from Ilocos Norte. The holidays are coming soon. It's 32 days before Christmas. For more stories, please log on to www.pna.gov.ph or visit the PNA page on Facebook and Twitter. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Good day.